on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I want to quickly talk about gratitude and how this gratitude right here can actually benefit you in life. Now, oftentimes, a lot of people are focused on the opposite of gratitude. All right, so if we're focused on the opposite of gratitude, we're typically focusing on lack, okay? We're typically focusing on something that is frustrating, let's just say, right? We're typically focused on something that is out of alignment, right? And so we see all these different things, right? We see the lack, we see the frustration, we see everything that's out of alignment, everything that's not working out for us. And so what is the first thing we will do? And I know I've done it before, and don't be ashamed if you've done it as well, is people will complain, right? And that's essentially one of the first things people will do. And what you're putting out to the world, to life, right? To the thing that gave you life, the thing that gives you immeasurable amounts of opportunities on the day to day, is you're putting out this frequency of not enough when you are complaining, right? So all this complaining is essentially broadcasting this energy of not enough, which goes back to complaining, which goes back to things being out of alignment. And essentially all of these things seem like they're the opposite of gratitude. And you know what? They kind of are, in a sense. Now, the reason that we keep getting what we focus on in life is simply because we focus on certain things. And it doesn't matter if it's good, okay? It doesn't matter if what we're focusing on is bad, okay? And I'll put these in quotes here, right? It doesn't matter what we focus on. We can either choose to focus on what is good, right? Or we could focus on what is bad. Now, the bottom line is your focus is going to one out of these two things in life, okay? You're either focusing on all the good in your life, or you're focusing on how bad everything is and how everything sucks, right? Now, here is my offer to you, all right? My offer and suggestion is that you choose what you want to focus on. You decide which realm, essentially, we are going to focus on. If we're going to focus on the bad, then trust that your focus is just going to be on things that are bad. But if you want to focus on the good, then you're going to get things that are good. And so when we are focusing on what we are grateful for, right? If our focus is on what we are grateful for, so we're focused on how we're grateful, right? Then you know what? What ends up happening is we're gonna put our focus and attention on things we're grateful for, and we're gonna get more things that we are grateful for in our life. It's that simple, right? But when our focus is on things that we are not liking, right? So let's just say our focus is on what we don't like. Well, what's going to happen is our focus goes here to what we don't like, and then in turn we get more of what we don't like. So it looks like we're going somewhere, right? When we focus on what we don't like, it looks like we're going somewhere. But what we end up doing is we end up just getting more of what we don't like. It looked like we were going up. Nope. Actually, we're going back to what we don't like. And that's no cool. That's no bueno, right? Because essentially, you're just going to keep getting things that you don't like in your life. And if we simply change our attitude, okay, into an attitude of gratitude, into being thankful, okay, then you know what? Everything starts to shift, okay? The universe aligns with people who are grateful, who are thankful, who are complete and who are whole, who enjoy what they got, right? People who don't need anything. And it's funny what happens to these people who don't need anything. They're not coming from a needy energy. They are simply blessed, okay? They got some sort of grace, let's just say, okay? They have some sort of, it seems like they're very lucky, right? Okay? So all of these things really are, in theory, like easy to do, but what ends up happening is, we are human beings, right? And so I get it. We all have a heart, okay? We all have things we love, and we all have things that we enjoy, right? We all have things that we're excited about. And we are all just here with a heart, right? As human beings. And the thing is, all of these outside things can actually come in and try to taint the heart. And as that happens, it just kind of it's just this thing that kind of starts to get in the way and starts to kind of like get in the way of the love, get in the way of your excitement, right? Get in the way of your enjoyment and things you like. And you know what? That's not the way things need to go, okay? They don't need to go there. And very, very quickly, if you look at the media, if you look at social media, if you look at the news that they're trying to sell you, right? If you look at the state of the world's affairs and all these things, yeah, that stuff can get in the way of your heart. But really what we need to do is we need to get present, okay? I'm not talking about Christmas presents. I'm talking about being here now, okay? Being here now, right? So this presence and this presence is the being here now. The being here now is the presence. And so when we're aware that we are present, that we are here now, our awareness takes us back to these places where we know we're safe, where we know we're okay, right? Our awareness is essentially directing us our awareness is directing us. It's actually guiding us, let's just say. It's a guide. And so when we're aware of where we're operating in gratitude and peace and enjoyment and appreciation in being here right now, you have a much better opportunity than being stuck in the past, okay? You have a much better opportunity than being stuck in some idea that doesn't really serve you, right? So yeah, it's pretty much it, guys. Like, your awareness, your presence, your love, your appreciation and gratitude will trump the, your past, okay? Will trump the negative thought forms that you have. Okay? That's literally it, because at the end of the day, uh, God loves us and God wants us to do very well in life. And at the end of the day, life is good. Okay? And I used to be that person who didn't think life was good. I thought the opposite, right? And it turns out my awareness, my focus was simply in the wrong places. And if I take some more time to be grateful, if I take some more time to be present, to be in my true power, right, to be in alignment and to yield to God and to trust God, then things end up getting so much better. And I don't have to be worrying about the past. I don't have to be worrying about how I trust that God's going to help me. I trust that life is here to show others through me, right? I'm here to help teach other people through my mistakes. I'm here to help other people lift themselves up, right? Because everyone is waking up. Consciousness is waking up. The consciousness in our hearts, our minds, our body, our souls, our spirit, it's rising up, right? Mother Nature, Mother Earth is rising up. People are falling away from the illusion. It seems like they're actually opening up to the illusion, recognizing its existence. People are becoming self-aware of all these things that no longer serve us. And you know what? We start to see more and more how life is good. And really, it's our lack of focus which keeps creating problems in our life. And so, when we have a focus that is change, we change our reality. So, change your focus. Equals new reality. And that's the reality where you do feel good. That's the reality where you know that you're going to be okay. That's the reality where you don't have to freak out and stress out and survive and in order to just have the bare minimum, right? There's an abundance out here for all of us people, and I think it's very important that we tap into it, that we find the people who are here to help us, and that we enjoy the process, because it's worth it. It really is worth it. It's why I'm making a video about it for the people who do follow me. You know, I typically make videos on cars and, you know, these little chats about God or my dog or something like that. But something just struck the idea into me to make this type of content because it sounded exciting to me. It's something like I want to do, right? And I know one person out there, it doesn't have to be 8 million people at once or like 500,000 people at once, you know, to get this energy. I am aiming simply for one person at a time who might need this information right now. God knows they need it. And you know, this person might actually send this video to somebody else, or they might apply the information, the simple information in this video that helps get their life back on track, their life situation, let's just say, right? Your situation in life is different than your life. Our life is perfect. Our life situation might need a little work though, right? So you don't know whose life situation could be impacted by this video. And so it makes me very happy to make a video like this in order to share some idea, right? And this is an off the cuff type of video. This is improvised, but that doesn't mean that it has to be, that makes the video any less valuable. It doesn't mean that the quality is quote unquote less. I know I'm not putting the craziest amount of tips and tricks in this video, right? Fanciness. No. I'm just getting back down to the basics, right? Things that could help. And I want to share that message with you as well. You don't have to have everything perfect in order for you to do what you're going to do. Okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay? You just got to trust and get started. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up today. I just want to say thank you. And I just want to leave today with a good feeling thought in our hearts, right? Every day in every way we are getting better and better, and we trust that when we do backslide, that when we do find some contrast or things that we don't like, what ends up happening is we are simply being redirected towards what we truly enjoy, and it's all good. We can trust ourselves. We are worthy. We're more than enough. Things are getting better and better, and life just keeps showing up for us as we show up in life, for others, and for ourselves. Not at the expense of ourselves for others. No, we're showing up for ourselves, and we're showing up for others in the world. And this is what the world needs more of today. So I leave you with that. I hope you guys have a great day, honestly, because I'm gonna have a great day, and so you guys deserve to have a great day too, no matter where you're at in life. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.